Hey, what's up? It's Hillmon from the Atlanta Dream.
Hey, I'm Rhyne Howard with the Atlanta Dream, and you're tuned into Out of Bounds.
And you're tuned in to Out of Bounds.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Out of Bounds. We are here in the studio. It's different, but we are here with the two newest members of the Atlanta Dream. I'm joined by Rhyne Howard and Miss Hillmon. How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having us here.
I heard it. So how you guys feeling about Atlanta and everything? Rhyne, I know just a couple hours away from home, and Nas, I don't know how much experience you have with Atlanta, but how's Atlanta been today so far?
So far, it's been, pretty welcoming and, just fun overall.
Yeah, it's been really good. We've had some really good food today. The sun is out. Obviously, that's a little bit different for me, being from Ohio and Michigan. I've had some experience with Atlanta. I have some family down here, but it was more so when I was younger. So I'm excited to experience it, as an adult.
Nas, you were at the game the other night, the Hawks game, with Clutch. How has it been, being with Rich Paul and all those guys and stuff?
Yeah, it's been really cool. They've helped me a ton, making sure, I get what I need to. It was just really nice for them to reach out to get me into that game. But my mom, actually, and my mom's side of the family actually grew up with Rich, so we're kind of family friends in a smaller sense. But it's just been really cool having them around, just give me a helping hand in all of this. And
Rhyne, you have a top 25 player ever as your agent. How was that experience? What did she tell you? Do you go to her for any advice on the court or anything like that?
Yeah, I used to go to her a lot, especially during the season. She was basically just telling me, keep my head up and just continue to do what I do best, which is working hard and being competitive. But, having her as my agent, it's a blessing to be around and, just having her to watch, just enjoy her life.
What is it going to take for Rhyne Howard to get on the top 50 list the next 25th anniversary?
I'll be on there. Not gonna be on there too. I'll make sure of it.
Appreciate the dynamic duo.
You gonna make me look good.
Sure.
You guys how did it? Well, I'll ask Rhyne. So obviously you go number one as projected. Okay, you're in Atlanta, but Nas. Okay, dang. Nas fall to 15. Your dog. How'd you feel in that moment?
Well, I know she felt there's no way she should have got that far, but Atlanta knew what they was doing, obviously, so it was great just for us to be, back together. I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, especially with the experience that we have with each other and just, how close we became in, a quick amount of time.
Now, do you think it's fair that, you and Rhyne are in the same draft class, for the Dream?
It's not fair to anybody outside of here. but no, super exciting. But yeah, we were talking about it this morning, how excited we are and how we really wouldn't want to be anywhere else with anybody else. So.
And this is a franchise that kind of need that recharge. They need refreshing, after kind of the past couple of years has been a rough couple of years for them. So how does it feel to know that you guys are the face of that, championship mentality, that new mentality over here?
I wouldn't say anything new, especially with me. When I went to Kentucky, it was in a bit of a rebuild, so I adjusted pretty quick. But seeing as it's both of us together and just being the face, that's not new to us because when we went to USA, we were, the only ones who had previously been there under Coach Walls, and so we just kind of had to, take it and just step up to that.
Yeah, but it's also it's super exciting just because, in college where we were the faces of our teams and we were both rebuilding, you don't really get an opportunity to talk to people and kind of come here, you don't have to have these grades to come here, but we start rebuilding, we start helping the team get better, and then we can start whispering to other people Atlanta's a great city, come down here, we can
not like this.
Right. So just seeing that growth would be super exciting for me, and I definitely hope that we can get to that point where people want to come down here, because of us, because of the way we're playing.
Reflecting on it, you're the greatest player in Michigan history. You're the greatest player in Kentucky history. When you think about that, I'll just leave it at that. What does that mean? What does that mean to you all?
Yeah. It just, I've had a few times to reflect on this, just with all the records and stuff. And I just always go back to think about, all my teammates and like the people who helped me along the way and my family, and just so many people who got me to that position. But then it just makes me think about like all the little things that I did to get to that point, and making sure that I never go away from those things, especially, now at this next level.
I would definitely piggyback off that and say, about my teammates, obviously I had a great career at Kentucky, but like if I ever sit down and think about what happened, I wouldn't think about any type of award or any type of accomplishment. I think about the relationships I built and like who was there with me and who forced me to, achieve those accomplishments.
When being humble, where do you think the line is of being cocky but being confident? Because you just said, I'm going to be top 50, hands down, and so is Nas. But you also, I don't think about, being the greatest ever in Kentucky history. Where's the line of humility, but like arrogance, I guess?
I feel like I'm only arrogant for fun. Like, only when I'm talking to the right people. I'm not just going to go up to anybody and say, like, I'm going to be top 50. Most times out of 10, like, I'm going to say, I'm allowed to decide. Like, we'll see what happens.
No, I heard it. Moving on, you're representing the Divine Nine in the NBA, in the WNBA. How does that feel to kind of, put them on that map and still continue to represent them in a professional league?
No comment. I don't know. It's great. I don't know. It's kind of like surreal to be in the same like category. So, we just gonna see what happens.
I heard it. For both of you guys, Rhyne, in the summer of 2020, when everybody was posting that I'm a black student athlete, I'm a black man, I'm a black woman, you tagged Nas in it. Like you say, your sis. You guys are coming down here to Atlanta, civil rights capital of the South. SCLC, Martin Luther King, Ralph David Abernathy, all these greats, John Lewis. How does it feel to be here in the center of where people are pushing civil rights? Renee Montgomery, of course, and kind of I guess continue to fight social justice off the court.
It's great to be in an area that is always going to stand up for us, right? And I believe in doing that, so I feel like I would definitely fit right in with it, and be able to voice my opinions on different situations that are happening.
Yeah, I think, not even just like Atlanta, but the whole WNBA, for so many years, whether it's been covered or not, has always been standing up for what's right, what they believe in. And I've had the opportunity to do a lot of that, like social justice work when I was at Michigan. So to continue to build off of that, I'm super excited. That's one of the things that I was talking to my family about. It's just, how involved the WNBA is, how involved Georgia Atlanta is. So like to keep that ball rolling and, going into an organization that isn't going to make you shy away from it. Like WNBA is probably, one of the first organizations to like jump on any social injustice, gender inequality, everything in between. So just to be a part of that is so special, and I can't wait to continue that work.
Now, tonight there's a basketball game on. Cleveland Cavaliers, the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
What do you have winning this playing game?
She's not choosing anything. She's not a fan of the team. She's not a fan of the whole team.
It's okay. I'm going to go with my Cleveland Cavaliers. Maybe after a couple more years down here, I'll go the other way, but I'll go with the Cavs.
I heard it. It's honest. NIL, I wanted to ask you guys about like kind of college basketball changing with Sanaya Rivers leaving, Angel Reese in the portal, Ashley Wusu. Like, it's like big names are just, I'm leaving. How do y'all feel about that?
Everyone has different situations that they're coming from or different feelings about their own school. So, I can't say anything because I studied at my school for 4 years. Yeah, I had ups and downs and times where like it got hard, but I don't know. I can't speak for anybody at any other school besides mine.
Yeah, same here. I think everybody has their reasons. Everybody's looking, for something, and I don't know any of those players personally to speak on it. I just at this point, I just I hope people are find what they're looking for, and hopefully there's spots for all 1,000 of those people that's in the portal. Obviously, it's a difficult time for all of those people trying to find something new, find the right fit, after the second or third time for some people. Everybody's got their reason, but I hope they know what they're looking for.
How did NIL impact anything this past season? Did it?
I mean, yeah, it gave us a chance to make some more money off of our same image and likeness, but I didn't feel like I'm pressured to play any better, to get more deals. Like I knew they were gonna come whether they liked you or not. So.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Obviously, the monetary thing of it, but I think it also gave opportunities to kind of weigh in on like the discrepancies or not of the gender, like who's coming, like what endorsements are coming to men compared to women, and seeing how that kind of matches up. But also, like some people I know, I have some like NIL representatives, and that gives them an opportunity to see like, okay, these are the people I'm working with now, like can they be my agent in the long run? And I think that's an important piece that people weren't allowed to have prior to NIL.
This is one I really wanted to ask. For y'all two in particular, with the coverage of women's basketball, right? People talk about the race thing all the time. The stat of the 70% of the WNBA is black women, but 50% of the coverage goes to, or like, what is it? What's the stat? You know the stat. The white players get the most attention. Rhyne Howard, you were the projected number one pick the past 2 years. You had to say, no, I'm coming back. You the number one pick last year, but you said, I'm coming back another year. Now, it's Hillmon 50 ball. Okay, if someone else scored a 50 ball from another school, that's going to be all we hear about for the next 2 years. That wasn't the case, now, Hillmon. So my question is, how you guys feel about the coverage of black women in women's basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think just based off of what you just said, it's something that needs to be worked on, something that needs to be talked about, because nothing's going to change if you don't talk about it. But I think that on all fronts needs to be talked about. It can't just be the athletes, because we're not the ones promoting ourselves. People who are in charge of those stations or those TV stations or radio stations, whatever it may be, those people who are working there need to have those conversations and make it a point to say, I'm going to talk about the best players. At the end of the day, if it's the best players that's being talked about, I mean, it is what it is, regardless of their race, whatever their gender, regardless. But just make sure it's the best players that's being talked about, regardless of what they look like.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even watching a couple of games, like, say a black athlete, like, is having a phenomenal game, like, they're doing everything right. They don't talk about them, like, after the game, like, they're going to continue to talk about somebody else just because, like, they're a common name. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that, honestly. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're already a minority, and we already don't get enough respect. So I feel like, I don't know, like, this comes from, like, I feel like, when people are constantly looking for our white counterparts, like, it hurts a little bit because we're working equally as hard, if not more, to try to, like, even be in the same conversations. And it's just weird. I don't know.
Well, I'll say it, Ryan. You can't say it. But Sabrina Ionescu was the last player that they were like, she can be number one. I'm coming back a senior year. The coverage with her was like, dang, she's everywhere. Rhyne Howard, it wasn't the same thing. So we're glad to give you your flowers. We're glad to give you your flowers here. Support black women and everything like that and present them. Closing up, wrapping up now. At the end of the careers, what's the goal? What's the goal here? What does it look like? Do you have numbers? This many championships? This many? What's it looking like?
Just a whole bunch of championships. Really, the accolades will come if the championships are there, regardless. If the team is working for the same goal, like, they have no choice but to give you those accolades. That's how I see it.
Same here. I mean, those championships, obviously with Atlanta and the rebuild, like saying that we were a part of that, and people wanting to come in because of us. But those championships is the main goal, making this team overall better.
All right. You guys have it here first. The number one pick, and Nas Hillmon, both two new members of the Atlanta Dream. For Out of Bounds and from Rolling Out Office, I'm Rashad Mulligan. Until next time, take care of yourself.